Alex. Welcome to Be Brilliant. Do you like making things? Maybe you've wondered how technology works or how kids like us can help the environment. Together with my fellow makers, we'll ask good questions, make our technology, and help find solutions that can change our world.
Buenos dias, Alex.
Hey makers. Good morning, Alex. BB, practicing your Spanish, I hear.
Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, and the bull is the national animal of Spain.
The bull. Interesting, BB. Thank you.
Hey BB, today's code phrase is life on land.
That's correct, Alex. Here's a question from Mr. Lingley from Isabella in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Isabella asks, are bats really blind?
Yeah, Isabella, that's a really great question. And you might think that because bats have really tiny eyes. But I'll tell you what, they have incredible vision. In fact, they see in conditions during the night that we would consider pitch black. And today on Be Brilliant, we are going to learn more about bats by making a bat house. And then we are going to code a wildlife camera and make a nature journal, all on Be Brilliant. Over to you, Alex.
Thanks, Mr. Lingley. To help keep our planet, its animals, and people safe, the United Nations have created 17 Sustainable Development Goals. This episode, we'll explore goal number 15, life on land. This means that people everywhere should help keep forests growing, animals safe, and foster biodiversity, which is a mix of multiple living things living happily together. Let's start off by learning how to make a nature journal.
Hi makers, I'm Elena, and today we're going to be learning how to make a nature journal. A nature journal is a great way to make observations and learn about the world around us. Let's get started. This is the stuff we'll need. First, you'll need a thin cardboard, like cereal boxes, cracker boxes, paper from the recycling bin, some other crafting paper, some construction paper, and just all different types of paper to make your journal unique. You'll also need decorating tools like ribbon, colorful tape, pens, and pencils. You can use scissors or a box cutter. First, we're going to make our journal cover. You can cut and fold your paper how you would like. You can make a front and a cover or just fold it in half. I think I'm going to use the brown side as the outside. You can use all different types of colorful paper. I like to have a mix of paper styles. Let's count how many pages I have to see if I have enough to make my journal. And 8. So I think that's enough to make my journal. But you can put more or less papers if you like. Now we can pull it all together. There are a few ways to do this. You can use a sewing machine or a needle and a thread. Today, I'm using a hole puncher and some ribbon to tie it all together. Line up your paper, and I'm going to cut my holes. We're going to bind our journal by using some ribbon. So put the ribbon through the holes, just like as if you were sewing. Now that we've tied it, you can trim the edges if you want to be neat and tidy. Now you can make it colorful by adding pictures and drawings. I'm going to title my cover Nature Journal. You can be creative as you want with your journal. A trick for making your cover open easier is scoring your cover with the ruler. Because it's a nature journal, you may want to add titles or ideas to some pages. My first journal title is Observations. On another page, maybe a colorful one, I'll write how I feel. You can add pictures from magazines or draw things you see in nature. This is your nature journal. Have fun observing and exploring. Bye!
Badge unlocked.
So today we're making a bat house for a brown bat. We're gonna start with a piece of wood that's roughly 1/2 meter wide by about 3/4 of a meter long. And we'll get started by taking your side pieces, and you wanna flip it over because it's easier to screw that way. Put this underneath. And then we will get you to pre-drill and put the screws in. Your first holes are gonna be right here along down the side. Perfect. And then right back out. So now that you have those holes pre-drilled, you can switch drills. To save some time, I put 2 bits in 2 different drills. And you'll take your screws, and then you'll just plop some screws into where you pre-drilled your holes. Perfect. So now that we have our sides on, we'll flip it back over to the front. And the next part will be, we're gonna put on the roof. So you put that about 1 inch down from the top, and this will provide insulation for the bats. Okay, so we're building this bat house a little bigger than, say, some of your smaller bat houses. Bat houses like this are only good for maybe 1 or 2 bats. This big here will promote maternal breeding, so your bats will have a bigger place to roost and create a family. Normally your brown bats would live in your rooftops and your trees, but since we don't let them live in our rooftops and trees, we make bat houses now, so we have a nice place for them to stay. So we're gonna add some caulking along your seams and at the top where you add your boards. That way it'll be insulated all year round to help keep your bats warm. And we'll just put them on until basically you filled at the front, and then your last board all the way down to the bottom. And then you'll have 1 separate bottom board that you'll want to put on and keep about 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters. And that's for ventilation, so the bats can get fresh air. And then now that your bat house is all together, last but not least, you'll want to drill 1 hole in the top and 1 hole in the bottom so you can hang it easily from a pole or side of your house or whatever you find a good place to put it.
That looks so awesome.
Yeah, so it should only take about a week and bats will start to visit. And in a climate like Canada, they usually come between April and Halloween.
Mr. Lingley, what's the first thing that bats learn at school?
I don't know. What, BB?
The alpha bat.
BB, you're too much.
Picture this. One of the endangered species you're looking for is nocturnal and shy. How are you going to find it? If your target is sleeping during the day, avoiding the smells and sounds of humans, or just plain sneaky, what can we engineer to capture what we're missing? Hi, I'm Rohan, and I'm working with electrical engineer Josh Keys, who is developing Brilliant Labs' rapid prototyping technology, the B-board. He's here today to help me design and construct my very own wildlife camera.
Wait a second, didn't Rohan just say Josh was an electrical engineer? Do they look puzzled? I'd be puzzled too. There's a lot going on in this project. For instance, how are they making this move? This is a servo. A servo is a very precise motor. This one only turns 180 degrees. As you can see, Rohan only needs the servo to turn a couple of degrees to press the shutter button on the camera to take the picture of a nocturnal animal. What Rohan is doing on the screen right now is trying to figure out how far it should turn. There are so many things to consider, like not to turn if there isn't an animal, and how does it know if it's day or night? Let me show you. We can work out the logic using this whiteboard. if moose, then servo
Badge unlocked.
changes from 0 to 30 degrees. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. But see these pictures here? They look great. We know what we want the computer to do, but it doesn't understand pictures, it understands code. Let's use these pictures as inspiration to write some code. Hey BB, can you help me out with this?
Already done.
Brilliant, thanks BB. Now you try. Bye.
Well, I'm going for a walk in the woods. Goodbye, Mr. Lingley.
Yeah, bye, Alex. All right, BB. What's going on here? Uh-oh.
Make sure to check out brilliantlabs.ca for all of today's activities and how-to guides. And don't forget to submit your questions to BB. You never know, your question could be featured on an upcoming b.Brilliant show.
Nice try, Mr. Lingley.